Well, hello.
Hello.
Would you two introduce yourselves?
I am Ione.
I'm Immi. We are twins.
Together we're the twins.
And how old were you when I first photographed you?
15.
15 little babies.
Aw, I mean, what do you think looking at that picture now?
I think it's very much a timestamp of the year that was what was going. You know, you can see on Ione's hand she's got writing from school.
Yeah, school.
School, just notes on her hand, bobbles on her
Fluorescent bobbles on my wrist.
bobbles. I have, like I said, I've got Dream Up Mousse on my face. We're both wearing
And
Dream Up
on
Mousse.
your collar as well.
And my collar, and at the bottom of my dress. So
Foundation.
quite clearly, we weren't as bothered about, I don't know, being all clean.
How do you
I
feel?
think we were really bothered, but it didn't.
Because you used to walk around looking like mods.
Yeah,
I mean,
we like that.
so-
I mean, this was very much the beginning of
This
that
was like the
stage.
start of us really exploring who we
Subculture.
are and what we wanted to be, and it was like dipping into toes, like in the water.
It was like where you're not quite brave enough to be like full on,
I'm
let's
gonna
behind
chop
my
my
hair,
hair off, yeah.
white tights, which we did end up as you have seen, Casey. But we were very much dabbling in the subculture and the 60s. I only bought pretty green top and she was on her way.
what was it about the 1960s or about the past that you wanted to, dress like and identify with?
I don't know. I think it was just cool.
So much change happened in such a short period. Like, if 10 years, you had like the miniskirt movement and like the hairdos.
People went from wearing big
Yeah.
petticoat things to like little mini
Looking a
things.
bit more
or-
rock and roll and a bit cooler, and somehow that like.
And I think as well,
it
it's
felt to us. I think
the
going
60s
into,
as well was full teenagers.
Yeah.
It was the teenagers absolutely dominated fashion and music, and it was sort of the first time that in pop culture was created by teenagers, and the 60s was probably the first time that had happened. And I definitely resonated with that because I was very like anti-establishment and very much like I like my music and I'm better than everyone else, like a typical sort of 16, 15-year-old. and yeah, it just really appealed. I think other time periods maybe would have appealed, but like that was so liberating. The 60s is so fun, and obviously, yeah, maybe it wasn't if you were there, but I think it looks great.
romanticising looking back.
Yeah, it's quite nice to romanticise it and enjoy it. And
especially at 15.
we met so many good friends, and it was really a massive like sort of way for us to express ourselves and sort of explore the city as well. Like, it was brilliant. It was just really good. There were so many other people that were sort of tapping into that, or any other subcultures, like skinheads and mods and all of them. It was brilliant.
Goths.
The goths, all the creative types.
Yeah, and the Corn Exchange I think was a really good place for that.
Yeah, I think the Corn Exchange in Leeds definitely started that sort of
Coming together.
subculture sort of thing. You had like, I don't know what they're called, scene kids
In
hanging around
2007.
the front steps of the Corn Exchange in their like ripped fingerless gloves and stuff like that. And then Leeds has just seen so many. There's always somewhere you can go. There's had Brighton Beach
the
in
Club
Leeds
Nights.
that used to be at the Cockpit, and then it was moved to the Wardrobe, and that was for like 60s mod music, and it was just it's really good. It's got a what is it, like a rhythm and blues bar, isn't it? It's just good. There's a jazz bar that's like a speakeasy that you go downstairs. Everywhere there's so much, and I don't think I've really been to another city since, especially where I live now in rural Lincolnshire, where there is a little hub for each subculture.
And I think even if there is that, with Leeds, it feels like it's run by the people who are actually interested in those scenes and a part of it, rather than people who are trying to like make a space that's like a bit inauthentic and not run by the people. So maybe like trying to cash in on a trend or something.
That's good.
Do you remember how you felt when you kind of were photographed or when you saw the picture, or like what's it been like, because we've been taking pictures together this whole time?
It's really funny, isn't it?
I think we were going through a really funny part of our like teenage years. Like, I mean, you've got your funny fringes, nothing's changed. And like all teenagers feel awkward and icky about themselves. And I think as well, we had a parent who was giving us a hard time about our hair and our fringes being in our face, and what we choose like to present ourselves as. And like to have someone like Casey, who's like really cool, tell us that, no, this is cool, like you look great, and took a photo of us, that we felt like, I remember Casey would always say like, no smiling, like look cool, like you're the cool girls,
And bad girls.
to like have someone like the approval of someone who was cool to us and show that and have that come across in a picture at that age was like really cool. And then you go into school like
I just think as well, like going on that day, like we'd gone from feeling really sort
Terrible.
of rubbish about ourselves and like quite downtrodden, and just we'd been crying, and then like having all of those negative emotions and negative feelings we had towards ourselves sort of snapped out by just some lady with yellow hair.
It's
Like a fairy, you've got grey hair.
fairy godmother.
Yeah, wave your magic wand, and suddenly we're like, oh, actually, I am doing the right thing,
She's the fairy.
I'll carry on wearing my Doc Martens and my cheap Harrington.
Yeah.
Like,
And I think that encouragement then is like something that helped us carry on to express ourselves
Got
even
that
deeper and
steal of approval.
yeah,
almost.
like carry on, you're cool, don't worry.
I do wish we. I do wonder actually, had we not had that encounter,
Yeah.
would
Would
we
we
maybe have not gone down the
Yeah.
sort of extreme mod route
And,
that we went
yeah.
down in the band and all that
Music.
other stuff? You know, it's okay to be creative. And like I said, we found out that Casey lives in Otley, and which was a massive coincidence.
Yeah.
And your child was in the same year as my little brother, and there were so many coincidences. And then it was like, okay, well, we're
There
now
is cool people near us as
get
well.
to know these creative
Yeah.
people, and then through that we've known other creative people in Otley, and that again solidified this sort of like it's okay to be
Community,
different because
yeah.
we grew up in a very creative area, which has been massively helpful.
Yeah.
Even the school we went to was very encouraging of
Our music.
everything, and I just wonder. I think all the pieces just fell into place for this perfect sort of mixture.
storm.
And it all worked, and it was wonderful. Yeah, it was really good. I look back on them now, and I just see like. It doesn't feel that long ago, but it's like, what, 10 years ago
There's
now?
a point when I got to like 18 when I'd really figured out, well, how I thought I was. And I'd look at that picture and be embarrassed because I was like a 15-year-old and I've got my bobbles on my wrist and my wonky fringe. And now I look back on it as like someone who's 26 is like, oh.
Yeah,
it's nice.
quite
Like,
sweet.
it's nice to have that like archive of my teenage
And
years.
because we've been taking photos for so many years, like each one, I'm like, that's like at the time, I'm like, yeah, that's who
That's
I am.
who I am.
I've found my
myself.
style, and
Yeah.
then we come back another year later or
Now,
2 years later,
still
and we do
looking,
another
we're
photo,
still
and I'm like,
looking.
this is my style now. And I
Yeah.
look, especially in the book, you can look through it, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh,
Constantly changing.
I've changed quite a bit. Like even the one from not last
Even
time, I
2020.
probably would wear that one, but the one before where I'm wearing the stripy top and the yellow jacket, like I don't even own those anymore.
No.
And I'm a hoarder when it comes to clothes. Like I've had this for years. Like, so it's quite interesting to see how even now, even though I wouldn't say we're attached to a subculture, we still very much like the 50s, 60s, and 70s. But we still are exploring with our style. Even now, we're 26, and we're still trying to find out
Still trying to find who
what
we
we
are.
like. And I think as well with your bodies changing and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I don't look like that, and I think that was a different thing. Having to sort of suddenly adapt and try and find clothes that fit your new hips or your new boobs or your new woman shape that you didn't have before. And it's like constantly changing and trying to find out who we were. And I can look back and go, oh, I've grown up so much. Like I've explored so much of myself, and I think it's been quite nice to sort of help be confident in myself and who I am, and be like, well, I've never known, so here, look, I've got loads of different branches. I like it. It's nice.
Yeah.
And as a twin, it's quite nice to see each other in a picture and not have to be like, oh god, yeah, we look different. That one we look really alike. But I think in all the other ones, you can see us finding our own like identities.
Yeah.
I mean, we're dressed the same today, but aside from
How,
that,
and how do you feel about, okay, you are twins, you are dressed the same. Talk to me about that a little bit.
I think when you're a teenager and like especially there where
Totally
you've
different.
never had like a boyfriend and you've never like had your own job or gone off to uni, you're literally in school and we like the same things and the same bands and stuff, so there's like no the only way you can express yourself is by clothing, but if you like the same thing you're kind of stuck.
it's hard.
So I think we did go through when you end up like getting your own your first boyfriend, or
You don't want them to
into
get mixed
uni.
up.
Yeah, you get into uni, you do sort of develop your own little personality. And now as we've got older, it's nice to come back in there and be more twinny and identical. Cause
We sort of yearn for it a bit.
yeah, like then it was like, no, we're totally different people, but we weren't.
You want to
We
be
were the same.
accepted for yourself and
Yeah.
not just because so many people knew us as the
The
twins.
twins, which is
And
fine,
like
I like
it's
it.
lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, but it is one of them, like the amount of people that I started answering to her name, which is nice again. But you just want to be sort of known for yourself, like most people are.
Or your boyfriend would like get you mixed up
When we
when
do-
you got like your hair up in
That
a
happens.
towel and no makeup on.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Sat down next to me, he's like, "Right, babe,
Yeah.
the wrong one."
I
Go
think
away.
it's funny.
Ew. But now, we have this conversation actually quite a lot where I'm like, "Oh, shall I dye my hair dark again?
Yeah. Shall I go ginger?
Shall I? Oh, yeah, you go ginger or whatever this is." And we're like, we would like to, but
Yeah.
neither of us actually want to, commit
I
to
think
it.
we're in that nice space where we can dress alike and have the same face,
Yeah.
but still have like
But
different
then-
hair, different tattoos.
Yeah, we've got different tattoos and
Yeah.
different procedures and whatever.
Yeah.
So it's been fun.
Yeah. I mean, what's interesting though is like the idea that your style changes as you get older. So the language of like what it means to wear the clothes that you're wearing in that picture when you're 15 is different when you're 26. Because you are, you're using that, it's the different language. So for me, because I'm 55, and so the things that I wear are, you know, they change, like
Yeah.
they change, and so you keep on kind of like, and I still like find it like I'm still having fun with clothes and having fun with,
So fun.
but you can wear something that, you know, like a vintage thing, say, like, so I could wear like my grandmother's coat. I used to wear it every Christmas, and then at some point I put it on and I was like, wait, now I just look like my grandmother.
Yeah. It's not cool. It's not
Dude,
cool
it's
anymore.
not. It doesn't feel like, it doesn't make you feel
No.
good. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
great,
I
take
think
that off or
that's
whatever.
Like that cat bag that I found in the charity shop. At
Yes.
26, that's cool to carry around, but I think when I get to like 60, I'll just look like an old
Yeah,
lady
you'll
with an
be-
old lady
yeah.
bag.
I think as well, like now, like I said, I live in rural Lincolnshire. I live in a village, like outside Lincoln. There's a train, no buses. It's very, very cut off, and I sort of my outfits, my style has sort of changed a little bit just because of sort of prejudice of people. I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be. So I rein it in. When I'm back home in Leeds, I know I can walk down the street in anything or nothing, and nobody would care. Nobody would care. Some people would care. Nobody would care though. Nobody would like shout anything at me. And not that people shout anything in the village, but I know that they're judging me. And as somebody who's grown up and done lots of different styles, you know when people are looking at you and thinking, oh, you know. And so now, like, I do sort of have to rein it in a bit.
Oh,
I
hope you get beyond that.
Yeah, I
I
think
feel
so.
like-
Because you two walking around Otley,
Oh, I know.
honestly, you know, when you were teenagers, like,
wish
you
I
were
had that
so cool.
Confidence of a 17-year-old.
You know what as well? Like,
What is that?
We
The
I don't know.
care.
We
talk
just
about
didn't
the
care.
talk about the
I
confidence
think it
again.
was
we just didn't
we literally
care.
didn't care. We were weirdos at school.
We didn't want to be
And
like.
we got picked on a little bit, not massively, but just like
We didn't care though. Like they
We
tried
just
to pick
thought
on us, but we just
The
didn't.
more they
care.
picked on us and thought we were weird, like the better
More extreme we
were
would take
doing.
it.
We knew we were doing a good job. Like we were happy with it. It's so weird. I don't know why.
It was just really funny because, like, you know, people did find it because there was the three of us and we were the only friend. Like, we didn't need anyone else. We were happy with the three of us and the friends in the subculture that we had in Leeds. So people would sort of make rude comments about us at school and stuff, and we'd be like, all right, okay, well, you're going to go out and drink at the park on a Saturday. I'm going to be doing a gig in Leeds or hanging out with this band or going to London and gigging. And, like, who are you picking on? Why are you picking on me? Like, so we just didn't care. Like, it was fuel for it almost. We were like, we'll just do it better then. We'll be even worse for you. We'll give you something to pick on us for. And it was fun. It was great. And you know what? Like, I see everyone from school now and nobody says anything, do they? They're all really nice.
I wonder if part of the confidence was like discovering things though, like, and being like, you discovering music and fashion as you're going, and that like gives you more to get your teeth stuck into, so you want to wear it and be part of it, and there's cool people that you've seen doing that and you think, I'm going to be part of that. And then once you get to the point where you feel like you found, like, you're into what you're into, like, I don't know, that's when I think it's easy to like get comfortable into what you want to wear and who
Being
you are.
that trio as
But
well.
yeah,
Like, we find
finding that first starting where you want to get involved in everything. You want to try everything first, so you do it all at once. Chuck the bob on and the vintage dress and just beat that.
we did feel kind of invincible as a as a trio, and definitely as the twins, because I think people knew as well, like, there was never going to be any separating us. Like, you know, we were always going to stick together and dress the same, and like, you can't really pick on three people as a group because we're just gonna, there's three of us against however many. So it was just, like, it was fun. It's definitely character building as well, because now I don't really care about anything. I just try and be a bit more like, whatever, it is what it is. But it's been a journey. I think we've been quite lucky as well, because we rob a lot of clothes off our mother.
Yeah, and each other.
And each other. Like I said, I only bought this because it looked good on her, and I thought, okay, well, if it looks good on her, it'll look alright on me. And it's just been fun. Yeah, we rob a lot of clothes off our mum, and she pretends she doesn't like it, but actually I think she probably does.
Likes it.
And then she robs clothes off us. So
I do
fun.
think for the first time in like history, there's no age limit on clothes. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I say this all the time at work, and I'm like styling a lady, and she'll be like, this is too young for me, and I'm like, you're literally wearing trousers and a jumper. How? What? And I just think there's been the year of the teenager, and then there's been like subcultures throughout history, but now I think we're at a point where everything has almost been done, and even the subcultures we have now are like looking back on like we have like Y2K fashion coming back in, like it all comes back around. I think it's all one level playing field now, and you can literally, anyone can wear what they want,
I
no matter
remember,
what
like,
age.
you know when you see like the little old ladies with their little like plastic
And their little
hair wraps
perms,
and the little white
perms,
perms and the little
and
like
the
long
socks.
And I look at them and I used to think that they looked old, and actually then I realised that they're just dressing how they dressed when they were young. They haven't sort of changed their style,
They're
and
just taking that with them.
they're
Their
still
long
dressed
skirts,
and the little perms.
She
and
probably
the little-
wore a long skirt like that when she was in her 20s.
And I just think like it's going to be weird because one day we're not going to see old ladies like that. We're
You're
going to see old ladies.
with tattoos.
Yeah, and like, you know, those disco
Jumpsuits.
pants that girls in the book are wearing, you know,
Yeah.
the shiny ones, or, you know, skinny jeans, or like, you know, that sort of thing. And I
Yeah.
think, what are old people going to
That's
look like
another
in
thing that I
another
find so interesting
few
is
years?
at work, so many like women in their 40s and 50s come in skinny jeans, and then when I try and put them in a wide leg pair of jeans, they go, oh, that's too young. But I reckon like them like 40, 50-year-olds in like when skinny jeans were like height of fashion,
So
they would have
same.
said, no, they're too young for me. And now it's so weird. It's just weird. I love it.
It's funny, isn't it?
There's no age limit. Just wear what you
So I
want.
remember if you handed me a pair of bootcut jeans like
Yeah.
12 years ago, I would not have liked it. I would have protested. Now I'm happy for them. Happy
Yeah.
for a bit of a wide leg.
And I think as well, back to this picture, like, remember when skater skirts
Yeah,
were
the
really
skate
in,
skirt.
and then they went out, and I was really embarrassed that I had a picture of me wearing a skater skirt in 2013.
It's a bit of it's time.
But now that time period again is like iconic. Like my little brother thinks like 2013 was like a really cool time to be a teenager, and I was like, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But skater skirts are seen as like an iconic piece of
Even
2013, 2014 piece of fashion.
You've
So
got those clunky sort of kitschy
Rings on,
locket ring
yeah.
on, and I'm like, oh, God, I cannot imagine that now. But like, you know, when everyone was wearing like long necklaces with owls on it or something, and it's like, that's so much like you've got one on there. It's like the time that we were doing that sort of
yeah.
thing. I think as well though, like even just like that was just before we started wearing red lipstick all the time, and I think in every other photo you've taken of us
The red lip.
ever since then, we've
Do
had
we-
the red lip.
Do you know when I first started that and I was taking these pictures and it was about women, young women,
Yeah.
because the idea of women was really straightforward then.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah,
changed,
it
hasn't
has,
it?
massively.
Yeah.
I think feminism come into the sort of public sort of domain.
But also
Everybody
like
knows about
all
it.
the genders that are all spoken
That
about now.
wasn't
we
so
have-
much
it-
spoken about.
No,
then.
and I think even like being gay and being a lesbian was seen as like a almost, it wasn't a taboo, but it wasn't like what it is now.
No.
And now we have all the genders, and it's, I think it's amazing.
I do. I
So
think
like,
it's-
what do you do with that?
as well, like is Saturday Girl now exclusive to? Because it's not now. Is it?
Whoever
It's like
identifies as
a Saturday Girl, and I think a Saturday Girl is somebody who
Yeah.
is creative and happy to sort of experiment with anyone, because you've got ladies in there from, you can tell who's the Liverpool girls because they've got the rollers in. You've got girls who are like, you know, my favourite one in the book actually is the one with the girl who's got that hairy
Oh, I love that. The
coat
when
on
it
and her hair like
blends.
blends into it, and like everyone,
I think,
every single one of them
yeah,
is so unique.
that's
Even the people
what's-
that are part of the same subcultures, but each one
Yeah.
does it differently.
But that's like, because I know you've gone around all the cities, and I live in Liverpool now, and I work in the city centre with Liverpool girls, and it's so different to working in Leeds. Like, I work in Leeds, and I do my hair and my makeup, and I look pretty done up. You work in Liverpool in the city centre, this is pretty toned down. They've got like immaculate hair every day, eyelashes on every day, makeup done every single day, full face of makeup. They look like to the night, like they look so good every day, and you just sort of think, you leave the house and you're like, I look good. Get to work in Liverpool with the girls, and you're like, I could have done a bit more, maybe.
Yeah.
Could have done my hair up.
We've been quite lucky because we know Liverpool quite well, we know
Yeah.
Manchester very well, we know Leeds very well, and I think all of those cities are very different. So I
Yeah.
can't imagine you've been to like Blackpool and
Yeah,
like
the little
Burnley
towns
and all
in
these
between these
other
places.
small little towns in between.
Amazing,
Yeah.
incredible.
I
They're
think
incredible.
You can tell, can't you, where the people are from? I love it. I think
You
it's
can.
So great.
You can, because what they're because it's a dialect. So the
Yeah.
fashion is a dialect. So, and it's really strong. I think in the north especially.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Liverpool, like to Hull, to some of the smaller towns,
Yeah.
to Leeds. It's a different language, and
Yeah.
it's, you know,
I imagine
Love
these student areas are probably quite different to the places that don't have a university or something, because the people there are probably going to be from there. Whereas when you come to like the Leeds and Manchesters of the country, you've got a mixture of people that are from all over, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it's such a small country, but everywhere is so different. Like, it's crazy how different this country is and how diverse it is and how many, you know, accents there are, and how you can go to different parts of the country and people have got different style, and it's just, I love it. It's great. I think, you know, we've got bigger countries that you can't get that much diversity and much range of like creativeness, and yeah, we're very lucky.
I think so too, like, that it's more like diverse than we're shown.
Yeah.
Do you know, and that there's like more wild kind of, you know, individuality and tribes
Yeah.
than we see.
I think
I
it's
love that.
fantastic. Like, I love it.
I
Like,
feel like they all bleed into each other as well, like, you know.
I think even some of the girls, like, you know, some of the ones who are, I would say, are like the girls who have got like, you know, beautiful, looked after hair that's obviously done every week, and the makeup is, like you said, the makeup's amazing. And I think those girls would still, at the end of the day, girls sort of look after girls, and girls, and like, even though you're all from different sort of backgrounds and subcultures or whatever. I think at the end of the day they would all look after each other, and that's what I like about women. Women look after each other, and we talk to each other, and you know, you get some mean girls, but you know, you get mean everyone. That's not necessarily because they're girls. But I think as a whole, you know, you have your rules. You don't leave your girlfriends alone at night. You walk them home. You
The
make sure
girls'
they're safe.
bathroom on a night out.
A girl's bathroom on a night out
It's a
is the
whole
best
party in
place.
itself.
Someone's got hairspray, someone's got makeup, someone's got
having a
hairbrush.
cry.
Yeah, someone's having a cry, someone's having a poo. Like, it's great. Someone's having a drink, someone's drying their hair under the hair
Someone's
dryer.
broken up with a boyfriend.
Someone's graffitiing on the bathroom. Everyone's having a laugh.
Everyone's
It's just
made a
great.
best
I
meal.
don't think it's like that in urinals. I don't think they're all stood there.
They're
having a good
scared to
old
make
time.
eye contact with each other.
Whereas, like, you know, yeah, I can be friends with any girl.
Yeah.
And I think most girls are like that. Like we say, you've been to a pub toilet. Like, the girls are great. That's where you want to be on a night out. The girls' toilets. Not if you're a man though.
No.
Only
Love
if you
it.
can go into girls' toilets if you identify or whatever. But yeah, it's great. We love it. Good fun.
Yay. Oh my gosh, thank you. You
That
guys
was
are
fun.
great.
Thank you.
Go.
Okay. How's it start?
I'll do the intro. Yeah.
Sincerely, oh yeah, sincerely, 'cause I love you so dearly. Please say you'll be mine. Sincerely, how you know how I love you. I'd do anything for you. Please say you'll be mine. Oh Lord, won't you tell me why I love that fella so? He doesn't want me, sorry, but I'll never, 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 never let him go. Sincerely, how you know how I love you. I'd do anything for you. Please say you'll be mine. Please say you'll be mine. Please say you'll be mine.
Thank you.
It's been a while.
Oh, the old dusty pipes.
They're dusty.